outside of wrestling, I don't know much about Motorhead. Now, if you are a wrestling fan, you know that the one and only, the great, yet annoying WWE legend Triple H, he had he had three theme songs that had Motorhead. Of course, the official one, The Game, I don't even know if that's the real name of that theme song, but everybody know the main intro song for Triple H. All about the game, and how you play it, all about control, you got that one. But then he had another one, The King of Kings, which might be my favorite. I love The King of Kings theme song. I actually hate that he didn't use it more. I think he used it the most in like that 2007, 2008 time frame. But outside of that, he never really used that theme song, which sucks because I really like that one. And then you had the Evolution theme song. That was Motorhead. So, and you know something? All these years, I thought like those were real songs, like songs from the artists, and the WWE just licensed them and got ownership of them that way or whatever. But those were songs made by WWE music guy. I don't know the exact definition or title for him, but Jim Johnson, I believe his name was. He wrote those songs and then asked each respective artist to make them, which I found to be very amazing. Just the creative process of the WWE is one of the best. But anyway, I'm rambling. So that's the only way and reason that I know of Motorhead. Outside of that, the history, their music, I don't know much about Motorhead at all. So because of that, I figured we might as well do some research, as we always do when we react to a band for the first time. So let's see what we got here. Motorhead were an English rock band formed in London in 1975 by bassist and lead vocalist Lemmy Kilmister, guitarist Larry Wallace, and drummer Lucas Fox. Lemmy was also the primary songwriter and only constant member. The band are often considered a precursor to the new wave of British heavy metal, which re-energized heavy metal in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Though several guitarists and drummers have played in Motorhead, most of their best-selling albums and singles feature drummer Phil Filthy Animal Taylor and guitarist Fast Eddie Clarke. Gotcha. Motorhead released 23 studio albums, 10 live recordings, 12 compilation albums, and 5 EPs spanning over 40 years. Several successful singles in the UK. Most often classified as heavy metal. Motorhead has been credited with being part of and influencing numerous musical scenes, thrash metal and speed metal especially. Okay. Their lyrics typically covered such topics as war, good versus evil, abuse of power, promiscuous sex, substance abuse, and most famously, gambling. The last theme being the focus of their hit song Ace of Spades. Gotcha. So that's what we're reacting to today. I guess that's a good cutoff point. Lemmy died on December 28th, 2015 from cardiac arrhythmia. I know I didn't say that right. And congestive heart failure after being diagnosed with prostate cancer. You know what? I think I did hear about Lemmy dying. Because didn't Triple H speak at his funeral? I could be thinking about somebody else. But I feel like I did hear about this. But I'm probably wrong. The name Motorhead is a reference to users of the drug amphetamine. Wow. That's what they call people who use amphetamine? I didn't know that. The band's distinctive faged face logo with its oversized boar's tusk, chains, and spikes was created by artist Joe Patogno in 1977 for the cover of Motorhead album, and has appeared in many variations on covers and ensuing albums. Wow, they have a whole, in their Google, Wikipedia page, they have a whole wrestling, like, discography. Well, not discography, but a whole section based off of, oh, wow, they won a Grammy, Best Metal Performance in 2005. Yeah, 2005. They're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. Okay. Gotcha. Well, because of this research, we already know what this song is about, which is pretty self-evident based off of the title, Ace of Spades. So clearly, they said Lemmy was the primary songwriter for the band. So I'm going to assume he had a gambling problem if they're saying that a lot of their music is based off gambling or speaks on gambling. I'm going to assume Lemmy had a gambling problem or enjoyed gambling. I won't say a problem. Ace of Spades, man. I mean, of course, now you have the ever so popular Champagne now, but Ace of Spades, when you think about that title, you think gambling and cards. So I can't wait to hear this, man. One thing and again, I'm already familiar with Lemmy and his voice. I just love the raw aggression, like, you know, like a motorcycle engine, just the rev of his voice. Unknown mystery. That's the Evolution song. I love that song. I love all WWE theme songs, with the exception of a few. I love, and I think Triple H had the best theme songs of anybody. But anyway, this is for Motorhead. I'm sorry, Motorhead, Ace of Spades. We got an official music video. We got some visuals. So yeah, man, let's check this out, man. I've always wanted to hear more Motorhead. Today is the day. Let's go.
Pleasure is to blame. Ain't no difference what you say. make a split. The ace of spades, the ace of spades. You know I'm going to lose, and gambling's for fools, but that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever. And don't forget the joker.
So, for real quick, Lemmy's voice is, and I know I already said this, but it's just amazing. I don't think I've heard anything like it. He has by far one of the most impressive mustaches I think I've ever seen, by the way. And I'm seeing here in these subtitles that they have at the bottom, they're kind of giving me, y'all know I usually do song research afterwards. They said where the song was recorded, why their outfits are the way that they are. They said they were based on Western, old Western film characters. I think I saw Marlon Brando for one of them. But man, so it definitely reminds me of thrash, but it in a lot of ways it doesn't. Like it doesn't give me it does, but it doesn't. It kind of reminds me of Megadeth and Metallica, but it doesn't. In a weird way, it's hard to describe, but it's definitely off the arm of thrash metal. It definitely is. That whole fast pace and that just like it definitely gives me thrash, but it doesn't. But the song is incredible. I thoroughly enjoy this. And the drum, so they said who was the one doing the hits? They said most of the hits came when who was the drummer, because it's so many lineup changes. I want to make sure I credit the right person. Well, you know what? Let me just go straight to the song. Ace of Spades. Because I want to make sure I give everybody their proper credit. The Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades. It was the first single in October 1980. Phil and Eddie. Get right. Phil and Eddie. Okay. And they all have songwriting credit. That's great. Yeah, this is fire. And Phil was on drums, right? Phil was on drums. Yeah, Phil was going nuts. Phil Taylor is going nuts. I see why they call him the filthy animal. Let's finish this.
I know you got to see me, read 'em and weep, the dead man's hand again. I see it in your eyes, take one look and die. The only thing you see, you know it's gonna be the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades.
Beautiful hair, everything about that was incredible. Yeah, it gave me a little bit of Iron Maiden, a little like definitely some Megadeth. It definitely reminded me of that. But it sounded, it is by far, I don't know. But that was incredible. The ace of spades, the ace of spades. It literally sounds like his voice sounds like he just drowned himself in cigarettes. That's what his voice sounds like. But it is in a controlled, powerful way, not like a sick, those old commercials with the people that, y'all know the commercials I'm talking about, where they done smoke so much they got a hole in their throat. Yeah. Not that. It's real powerful and strong. The ace of spades, the ace of spades. When you listen to him on King of Kings, Triple H theme song, bow down to the king. Like, it's real firm, aggressive, strong. Everything about his voice screams masculinity, strong, strength. Like, it's just a very strong, powerful voice. Like, it clears the room. When you hear Lemmy sing, he clears the room. I love his voice. I love it. It's been 13 weeks in the UK charts, peaking at number 15. Did it chart in the States? It went platinum in the UK. It's not giving me nothing for the States. Whatever. I'm sitting here looking at some of the facts about it. And it was so crazy. I was so into the song itself. I really didn't pick up on too many of the lyrics, but I did hear the first words. He said something about gambling. Matter of fact, let me look at the lyrics. No, if you like to gamble, I tell you, I'm your man. You win some, you lose some. It's all the same to me. Yeah. I would love to know more about Lemmy. Like, the fact that they said a lot of their music is predicated on gambling. I would love to know where that comes from. Most musicians, especially when you speak on something continuously, it's usually something that you live, and something that you directly are impacted by. So I'm gonna assume Lemmy enjoyed to gamble. One of these days I'll do some individual research on Lemmy, especially considering that he's the only member that stuck through the entire time. So I'm gonna assume that Lemmy was Motorhead. No disrespect to Eddie and Phil and everybody else, but I assume when people think Motorhead, they thought Lemmy, because he was the only one that stuck around the whole time. Y'all let me know. I'm just making a presumption here, but y'all let me know if I'm completely off. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's definitely unique. It's unlike anything I've heard, which I love. Y'all know I love that. And I love it. It's such a strong, grimy song that every instrument really takes it to. Like, I can't really give the spotlight to any individual person, because guitars and Phil and Eddie were incredible, especially Phil. Phil was going nuts. I always wanted to know how do drummers, because every instrument, playing any instrument for over an hour, definitely takes a certain level of endurance and cardio. But for drummers, like, how firm your arms gotta be to be double pedaling and that fast for that long. Like, the level of just strength in your arms, and I'm sure his arms are like, And I would love to know how he got the name Filthy Animal. You know, these rock stars, they got some stories. So I'm very interested and intrigued to learn more about Motorhead. And, you know, because they've kind of been a direct favorite of mine for so long because of wrestling. I'm really excited to learn more about Motorhead and their music and their influence. So y'all requested and recommended, and I'm on it. I guarantee you that. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time with Motorhead. Peace.